Welcome to Rewrite Your Reality with Riz. I am your host, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about self-concept, what this actually means, and how it actually guides your own assumptions of what it is you want to make. Right? Let's take a simple one. You want to be the manager of your job. Perfect example of a normal, typical, everyday desire that people feel all the time and they express all the time. They want to be the boss of their job. Right? It's a wonderful experience, but it's greater than just being the manager of your job. But why is it actually interesting in its development of why and how you can increase your own self-concept, right? And you can increase it right now, but what your assumption of what I am God means does determine to some degree what assumptions you're willing to make of yourself. So, I am the manager. And then you manifest an experience where you are experiencing being the manager of your job. Cool, wonderful. But why didn't you go further? Why didn't you go further? Why did you see it as the CEO as being apart from you, a different experience, further away, taking longer, whatever it was? Why did you stop short of going all in to absoluteness? You see, it's part of your self-concept that we see I am God, but in the term I am God, we say, okay, I am God, so this thing must exist. It's further, it's bigger than that. It's I am God, so everything must exist. Everything. Whether you are walking down the road, whether you are walking on the surface of the moon, whether you are walking in your manager's office, whether you are walking in your CEO's office, whether you are literally standing under a building that reaches the sky with your name on it, it simply must exist right now. It doesn't matter. You see, but we make assumptions based on how we feel, what we think we're capable of, what we think we can manifest, what our self-concept is. Right? If your self-concept is, and it's really coming from this understanding, you know what, I want to experience being that person who is the CEO of this company, my name is literally on the side of it, my company name is on the top of it, it's busy, it's full, I don't even have to take care of the day-to-day things because people literally are here working for me. The world revolves around me, right? Everyone comes to me. That's coming from a self-concept of absolution, of absolute knowing. I'm not saying you need to pick that for that to be true. I'm saying your acknowledgement of all of this stuff, of all of these moments of being, of all of these ludicrous what your three-dimensional mind would consider ludicrous experiences of life, of extravagance, of abundance, that is your divine right. When I'm saying your self-concept allows all of this stuff to actually truly exist, not as a wishful thought, not as a daydream, but yeah, that's who I am. I am that. I am that in concept, because in my concept of God, my concept of God is so powerful, so large, so extravagant. I literally couldn't not be that. Because my self-concept of what God is, my assumption of what God is that God is everything. But you see, we sometimes say God is everything just so we can have that small thing. And it doesn't seem small to you. It seems like the most important thing in the world. And it could be in that moment to you. And it does feel like that. I attest to this. I don't deny that, everyone has felt this, including myself. Right? But you have to understand that you are so much more greater than any one thing. It becomes a little silly to truly fixate to the point where, and this has been said in a post yesterday, I can't have any peace without that person in my life. I can't have any peace because I felt good for 2 months and I was in my wish fulfilled, but then I got a bill and I got knocked out. That kind of thing. You can't get knocked out of your state of fulfillment. You can only experience things in a three-dimensional world that your physical self feels. Yes, when you get a bill and you don't have any money to pay the thing, you're going to feel stressed out. That's okay, as long as you realize within, hey, this is just an experience. It's no longer my choice. It's no longer my preference. It is an experience. There's nothing wrong with it. I could have been a billionaire and still been stressed out by something. Right? It doesn't matter. It does not matter. So when you raise your self-concept to knowing I am God, and when you raise your assumption to what I am God actually means, And when you allow yourself to realize what I am God means and let that filter in more and more and more, you're raising your awareness of who you are simultaneously with everything else going on around you. Right? And I really do mean that. Like, if you take, I am God is wearing a pen as a suit of appearance. I am God. God is wearing my glasses as a suit of appearance. I am God is wearing that TV and that light and that cupboard as those suits of appearance. I am God is this room and everything in it, including my physical self. And I am that God, experiencing that God as my physical self. Now, my physical self appears everywhere that I can imagine it to be appearing. That frame must simply exist. Why? Because God made literally everything exist. Right? God is all of existence simultaneously having created it, and it is the creation of God as a concept itself. Right? It's just existence. And the concept of God is just part of existence, but God is all of existence. So much that we can't even contemplate it from a 3D physical mind. We just have to come up with a name, and God seemed to be the one that was. God actually quite does sound quite godly for whatever reason. Who knows why? God does. But that's not my point. Right? My point is, when you raise what you really know God to be, when you be delusional about it, when you say God is literally this pen in my hand, wearing a pen suit, so I can hold the pen as God holding the pen, experiencing myself holding said pen. You see, that's not being crazy. That's not being nuts. That's not being delusional. That's not being silly. That's actually moving my own awareness into more of what God actually is. You see, I cannot say something that God has not already said as me. I can't make a video that God has not already made as me. You can't watch a video that God has not already watched a video as you. That's the point. You cannot contemplate something God has not already created. So you, as I am awareness, when you are conscious that you are being love, and when you are being love and you bring forth that image of what you consider love to be with the person that you are being it with the surroundings that you are being it in, you are actually being that identity right now, right here. You are knowing and you're consciously being aware that this identity, this place exists. And because all things exist right now, even if we have the perception of the calendar moving from one side to the other, and we have this ludicrous illusion of time around us, you know it's happening now. You know that it's happening now. You see, your life is going in a loop. But what's that loop? The loop is who you are, right? It's not going forward, it's not going back, it's just here right now. Right? You experience these loops of experience. Like you experience the loop of love, you experience the loop of pain, you experience the loop of lack, you experience the loop of absolute fulfillment. And when you keep on remembering that, you know what, no matter what I'm experiencing, I actually am. I am. Life gets a little bit more distant from those things you don't prefer naturally, and you start to experience things you do prefer naturally. And remember, experience isn't just what you experience in the physical world, because most of the time what you're experiencing is not actually in the physical world, it's actually in the metaphysical world, most of it. But think about all the joy. When you're experiencing joy, you're only experiencing one three-dimensional frame, but the rest of it is a compounded creation of experience of and expecting, and all combined into one moment where you're experiencing joy, right? It's all combined experience for this into your awareness right now. Think of a joke, right? And so if you think of a joke, whenever the joke is in the middle of the joke, the beginning of it's already gone back into the illusion of past, and you're anticipating the joke as an illusion of future, but the joke exists entirety now. It's expanded so you can experience the joke itself. You can experience laughing, you can experience joy, otherwise you wouldn't be able to experience it. But you know, if you really sat there and you were consciously aware that the joke itself exists now and is an illusion of linear unfolding as this one idea, you will realize the cosmic joke, right? The cosmic joke of everything literally existing right here, right now. It's quite funny. Right? We really understand that. So whatever you perceive, and I know sometimes you give it like a timeline in your mind unconsciously, right? Perceive it as you would like. Say, no, no, no. This is a new frame of reality. This is a new universe. This is a new me. This is a new version of my specific person. This is a new version of my home. This is the new version of my actual absolute being. And I'm not belittling, and I'm not undermining, and I'm not disregarding my current life. I'm just saying this is no longer my preference. This is. And this is now. And it is my divine right to be here right now. And it is my divine right to say, no, this is who I am. And it is my divine right to already have this. It is my divine right that I am worthy of this scene, otherwise I could not perceive it. But I am perceiving it because of my own self-concept of actually being worthy of it. See, you are already worthy of that which you desire, otherwise you couldn't even contemplate it. You already gave yourself the desire, you already gave yourself the worthiness. That's why you can contemplate it in the manner in which you're contemplating it. Sometimes you don't feel you're worthy, you feel lack, and when you start contemplating these things, you don't enjoy it, right? You actually feel the lack of this physical experience in your imagination. So when you raise your self-concept and your assumption of what God is, you raise who you are willing to be. And let God show you all that you can be by allowing yourself to see all that you can be, because you are already being it. I'm your host, Reese. This is Read At Your Reality. Thank you all for being here. Much love, much light. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the following. Thank you for the sharing. Thank you for the love, infinite love and light to you all. I have a Facebook group available if you want to join and catch up with me there. I have an email address if you want to reach out for something. TikTok page available for people who want to see other content, and Instagram page for the shorts. But it's all good. You can, no matter where you are, and I hope you are having a wonderful day, and much love to you. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.